Hello, everyone. I am Hu Xueyan. Perhaps you've never heard of me, but in my time, I was quite the big shotat, least in my own eyes. During the peak of my business empire, my total assets reached 50 million taels of silver. Converted to today's renminbi, that's roughly between 100 to 150 billion yuan. Yes, I was the legendary richer than the country, although sometimes I felt more like debtor to the country. After all, the more wealth you have, the greater the responsibility and the more troubles you attract. Back then, my banks spanned the nation. My pharmacies were thriving, and my silk and tea were exported worldwide. You could say I was at the pinnacle of life as long as you ignored the officials and competitors constantly eyeing my wallet. Before I had all of this, my starting point was quite low. How low, you ask? Well, if there had been such a thing as a slum back then, I would have been living in it. I was born in 1823 in a small village in Jixianhui. My family was dirt poor, and from a young age, I understood that to change my fate, I had to rely on myself. So, at the age of 13, I left my hometown and went to Hangzhou to become an apprentice at a money lending shop. Back then, my monthly wage was only a few hundred copper coins, which equates to just a few hundred yuan in today's money. To be honest, I didn't even dare to say the phrase, so poor I only have money, because I had no money. But I wasn't content with that. I knew that only through my own hard work and wisdom could I truly change my destiny. So I began to work tirelessly, learning everything I could. Back then, I often thought that if I ever became rich, I would buy a room full of steamed buns and eat one. Throw one away, just kidding. Of course, I'm not that wasteful. During my years as an apprentice at the money lending shop, I learned a lot and witnessed firsthand the complexities and harsh realities of the business world. I realized that to survive in this world, one needed a keen business sense and decisive action. In the 1850s, I encountered my first major opportunity. The Taiping Rebellion had broken out, and the Qing government urgently needed military supplies. I seized this chance and, through my collaboration with Wang Yuling, the provincial governor of Zhejiang, successfully secured contracts to supply the government with arms and grain. At that time, I often felt like a merchant of war, except my clients were the government, and my products were grain and arms. Sometimes I even fancied myself as a wartime logistics minister, minus the official title, of course. As my wealth grew, I began to implement a diversification strategy, investing in multiple sectors including finance, medicine, silk, and tea. I founded the Fuxing Bank, which became the cornerstone of my empire. Business was booming at the bank, with customers lining up to deposit their money. I often joked that my bank was like a wealth vacuum cleaner, sucking in everyone's money. At the same time, I founded Hu Xueyan, a pharmacy renowned for its high-quality medicines and ethical business practices. I used to say that my pharmacy didn't just sell medicine. It sold health and hope, of course, at a price.